Hello everyone. We'll begin with module number 1, that is on probability, introduction to single random variables. Certain terminologies are used in probability. We should know that before we go deep into the subject. So first term that is often used is called as sample space and denoted by the capital letter S. Whenever we are conducting an experiment or observing a phenomena, we expect some result or outcome. For example, let us toss a coin. When we toss a coin, we know that either we get a head or a tail. There are two possible outcomes, either it's a head or a tail. Similarly, whenever we roll a dice, we can get 6 possible outcomes. One of them showing up, that is a dice has 6 faces, so numbered as 1 to 6. So any one of these can be shown up when we roll a dice. So the sample space is a set or a list, and you should remember that the elements in the list should not repeat. Whatever is the of the possible outcome, that we call it as a sample space. For example, sample space for the coin toss, it can be head or tail. For sample space for a dice is 1 to 6. S is a sample space containing the totality of all possible outcomes from a random experiment. We call it a random experiment because we don't know, whenever we toss a coin, we don't know whether head comes up or tail comes up. So if we toss a coin twice, both the times we can get head up, or both the times we can get tail up, or once we can get head up, next time we can get a tail up. We don't know what kind of outcome we are going to get. Physically identifiable outcome of a random experiment will give us the sample space. Let us define the next term, which is called as random experiment. It is an experiment, or you call it as a trial or an observation, which can be repeated any number of times under the same circumstances, and you cannot predict the outcome. It may not have the same outcome even if it is repeated under the identical same conditions. For example, tossing a coin, as I said earlier, when you toss a coin, either you can get head. If you toss a coin twice, both the times you can get head, or both the times you can get tail, or once you can get head or a tail. We don't know. Our outcome will not be unique. It will not be the same. And second example is rolling the dice. We don't know where always we will get one face up or two face up. We don't know. We cannot predict the result. So such cases, such experiments or trial or observations are called as random experiment, where output is not unique. Every time we cannot expect the same output. For example, in case of digital electronic circuit, you know that when the input 1 is given to a AND gate, your output is always 1. So your result is definite. You know that if the AND gate is working properly, then you know that output is always 6. You know. But in this case, we cannot predict the output. When I toss a coin, I'm not aware whether I get head up or tail up. So that's called a random experiment. Next term we have to define is randomness. It is similar to random experiment. A phenomena is called as a random whenever we don't know exact output from that phenomena or from the experiment. When output is very uncertain in nature, but when we conduct this experiment or observe the phenomena repeatedly, we may obtain a regular pattern distribution of outcomes that can be hidden characteristic of the repeated experiment. And the events corresponding to the experiment have got inherent uncertainty. Now we may call it as randomness associated with it. For example, when we toss a coin twice, you know that it can turn out to be head-head, or it can turn out to be head-tail, or tail-tail, or tail-head. So we need to quantify these uncertainty. To quantify this uncertainty, we make use of probability theory. So all these events, whenever we repeat it regularly, it may have a common some pattern hidden with it. So that has to be identified. So therefore, we have probability theory to quantify these uncertainties. Next term we should know is event, and the event depends on how we are going to define an experiment on the sample space defined. For example, if I have a coin toss being tossed twice, then possible outcomes are the sample space what we get is head head, head tail, tail head, or tail tail. So in this, I may put an event in which I want the first value should be always head. It is immaterial for me. Second time when I toss a coin whether it comes head or tail. In this case, now event is defined as HH and HT because I want always the head to be first. But second one, it is immaterial for me, it can become a head or a tail. So therefore, we can always say that event is a subset of the sample space. This is a sample space. Now event, here head being first, faced up first is the event. Second one term what we should know is mutually exclusive events. And two or more events are mutually exclusive events if only one of them occur at a time. Now if I say that when I roll a dice, I want to get only the odd number, let me define that set as A is equal to 135 and B is equal to 246, which represents the even number. These are mutually exclusive because whatever we have in A set is not appearing in B set, or whatever we have in B set is not appearing in A set. So two events A and B are said to be disjoint if they have no common outcomes and can never happen together. Let us try to define the term probability and we'll try to understand what is meant by probability. It is a numerical measure which indicates the chance of occurrence. We have seen that uh, whenever we conduct a random experiment, we never know what is going to be the output or the outcome of that experiment. But when we do it repeatedly, we may get some pattern out of it. So we need to define the probability. It is a numerical measure through which we can define the chance of occurrence. So the probability of any outcome of a random phenomena can be defined as a proportion of times the outcome would occur in a very long series of repetitions. It is defined as the ratio of number of favorable outcomes to the total number of outcomes. For example, what we have taken earlier, it is tossing of coin twice. When we toss the coin twice, we know that possible outcomes are head, 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 tail, tail, head, and tail, tail. So possible outcomes are four. But if I define the event as both the times head being tossed up, then in this case my event is 1. So I can define this probability as 1 out of 4. That gives me 0.25. So therefore, I can say that the probability of tossing of coins twice and getting two heads up is always equal to 1 by 4, that is equal to 0.25. So from this, you can understand that whenever I want to define a probability model, I need two things. One is number of favorable outcomes, that is the event, and the total number of outcomes, that is the sample space. So we have earlier defined a sample space, which is a list or a set of all possible outcomes. Then we have to define a favorable outcome, that we call it as event. So we have taken one more example here. The example here is tossing a coin. When I toss a coin, I can get either head or tail. So possible outcomes are two, and if I want every the head being tossed up, then I have one event out of two. So therefore, one event is a favorable outcome, where two is the all possible outcome. This gives me 0.5, or even I can have tail being tossed up. In that case also you can see that it is 1 by 2, that is equal to 0.5. Next term we should know is a variable. We call a random variable is a numerical description of the outcome of a statistical experiment. For example, tossing of a coin. In that tossing of a coin, we can get two outcomes. One is called as head and the other one is called as tail. I can assign 1 to head and 2 to tail, or I can assign 1 to head, 0 to tail. This mapping of a name to a numerical value is called a transformation. Now, in case of rolling of a dice, this transformation is not required because you have 1 to 6. When I roll a dice, I can get any one of the faces being facing up. So in that case, mapping is not required. My variables are from 1 to 6. Thank you. In the next video, let us study single random variable.